Welcome dear students. Today we shall talk about the general description, distribution and importance of willows. Every one of us has seen a willow at least once. Willow is the name given to the plant species of the genus Salix that belong to the family Salicaceae. The word Salix is derived from Celtic word sal meaning near and lis meaning water. The Salix species are commonly found growing along river banks, wetlands and near water bodies. Salix is the largest and most widespread genus of the family Salicaceae, comprising of about 450 species all over the world. They are mostly found in northern hemisphere. They grow along a wide latitudinal gradient from 1200 meter to 4000 meter above sea level. Around 40 species of Salix are reported to occur in Indian subcontinent, majority being categorized as shrubs. Although there is no agreement on number of species, recent studies have reported around 29 Salix species from Jammu and Kashmir. According to fossil records, Salix species were growing in Kashmir since Paleistocene period. However, the large-scale plantation of Salix in Jammu and Kashmir was started during 1916 to 1929 by Mr. MacDonald, first head of the Forest Department, and his associate Mr. Radcliffe, who planted exotic species of Salix around the wetlands of Kashmir and Ladakh. The well-known exotic willow species Salix alba was introduced in Kashmir by an industrialist Allah Bakhsh of Pakistan, who had established a unit at Halmula, Bijbihara in the early 19th century. Some other exotic willow species growing in Jammu and Kashmir are Salix fragilis, Salix purpurea and Salix babylonica. Now let us discuss classification of Salix. It belongs to kingdom Plantae, division Magnoliophyta, class Magnoliopsida, order Salicales, family Salicaceae and genus Salix. Salix species are mostly trees or shrubs. According to Malik et al., the botanic and local names of some Salix species growing in Kashmir are as Salix alba, commonly known as white willow, Salix fragilis, commonly known as crack willow, Salix viminalis, commonly known as common osier, Salix babylonica, commonly known as pecking willow or weeping willow, Salix purpurea, commonly known as purple willow, Salix aegyptica, commonly known as musk willow. Salix pycnostachya, which is here known as malshang, Salix sericocarpa, which is here known as bruchang. Now we will discuss about habit and habitat of Salix. The genus Salix mostly comprises of deciduous trees and shrubs which shed their leaves in autumn. Some species are small with prostrate growth habit, while tree species can attain a considerable height. Commonly known as willows, these plants are known for their fast growth. Willows are characterized by flexible branches. The flexibility is due to the high water content in their young stems and branches. They have smooth, slender branches with elongated and lens-shaped leaves. Although leaf shape can vary among species, leaves are usually arranged alternately along the stems. Willows have catkin type inflorescence which bears clusters of small flowers. The plants are dioecious. Male and female catkins are borne on separate plants. Catkins are green, yellow or red in color depending on the species. Several small capsules develop on female catkins containing tiny seeds with cotton-like fibers that help their dispersal by wind. The willows have an extensive fibrous root system. Willows grow in wild. They are also grown as ornamentals and are cultivated for multiple other uses. Salica species are adapted to grow on wide range of habitat. The primary factors which control the native distribution and abundance of the species include availability of moisture for seed germination and seedling establishment, absence of early competitors and availability of full sunlight. They are most commonly found growing along the borders of rivers, streams, water bodies with a high soil moisture or water content. Some species are found growing with their roots and stems submerged in water. Now, we will talk about commercial importance of willow. Willows are known for their economic, medicinal and ornamental values. They are potential material for short rotation crop for increased supply of firewood and timber. They are suitable for biological control of soil erosion, siltation, nutrient cycling, carbon sequestration, filtering of sewage, polluted water and for phytoremediation. In addition to this, its wood is suitable for making pulp, plywood, laminated wood, artificial limbs, fruit boxes, agricultural implements, furniture, tool handles and supports goods like cricket bats, hockey sticks, etc. Characterized by a high degree of genetic diversity, selected species are grown for pharmaceutical sector, livestock fodder, wicker production, landscaping and for environmental management. Some species are locally used for treatment of different human diseases. Willows provide a source of fodder for cattle and sheep. In Kashmir, willow branches are harvested and stored along with leaves during the summer and used as fodder for cattle and sheep during the winter. Willows provide a source of income to many families. The main source of income from willows include cricket bat industry, wicker works and packaging case industry. First, we will talk about cricket bat industry. The history of producing cricket bats in Kashmir dates back to 19th century. It was started by an industrialist namely Allah Bakhsh, who established a unit at Halamulla, Bijbihara for conversion of willow logs into clips for onward finishing at Sialkot. The willow Salix alba used in making these bats was introduced to Kashmir during that period. The bats made from the wood are not only popular in India but also in other parts of the world like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, etc. There are a large number of functional bat manufacturing units established at various places in district Anantnag and Pulwama with annual turnover in crores, providing livelihood to large part of population. Stump wood obtained from species like Salicus alba, Salicus fragilis and Salicus babylonica is used for making bats. Now, packing case industry. Kashmir is a producer of many fruits including apple, pear, walnut, almond and other rudicaceous fruits that are not grown for domestic consumption alone but also for other parts of the country. Horticulture has made tremendous growth during last few decades. These fresh and dry fruits are exported in packing cases mostly made from poplar and willow. J&K is the leading state in apple production, which constitutes 60% of the total production in India. According to estimates, fruit industry in the valley requires roughly 30 million wooden boxes per year for fruit transportation purposes. Among willow species, Salicus fragilis and Salicus alba are best suited for making packing cases. Other species used for making packing cases include Salicus viminalis, while as Salicus aegyptica is used for making tea boxes. Now we will talk about wicker willow or basketry and furniture industry. Different willows find different uses. The species such as Salicus purpurea, Salicus viminalis, Salicus triandra, Salicus pentandra, Salicus cassia and Salicus daphonoides mainly used as wickerworks for making multi-shaped and multi-purpose articles like furniture, baskets, portable fire pots and containers for storing vegetables, food items and cloths, etc. Salix wilhelmsiana is considered excellent raw material for basketry, fencing and wickerwork. Now, let us talk about other potential uses of willow. Both wild and cultivated willow plantations provide rich habitat and food for diverse organisms. Around 450 species of insects are associated with willows, and a large invertebrate herbivores from aphids to caterpillars feed on willows, which in turn support a large food web of higher trophic level organisms, especially birds. Some bird and insect species feed on catkins of different species of Salix. Willow stands provide breeding site for bird communities, especially the wetland willow thickets provide stopover sites and breeding places for large number of local and migratory bird species. The overhanging crowns of willow plantation along the banks of streams and in wetlands supply cover, shade and food in the form of insects for fish. The willow species, for example, Salix alba, Salix denticulata, Salix fragilis, Salix babylonica, Salix pycnostachya, Salix sericocarpa play important role in preventing soil erosion. Some species also play a role as windbreaks, particularly those having tree growth form. For example, Salix babylonica, Salix alba, Salix fragilis and Salix seriocarpa. Some species such as Salicus alba, Salicus fragilis and Salicus swaminalis are promising sources of biofuels. Essential oil of catechins from Salicus aegyptica is used in perfume industry along with roses. Catechin is used in sharbat and khamir formation. Salicus fragilis, a very important willow species, is also used for making artificial limbs, charcoal, bows, arrows, tool handles, combs, toothpicks, agriculture tools, matchboxes, wooden shoes and sports goods. Dried leaves and branches are used for making charcoal. Now, let us discuss about the role of willows in phytoremediation. The ability of willows to sequester and uptake heavy metals and other contaminants through their root systems and their accumulation in plant tissues can be of great practical use in phytoremediation. The dense root system that penetrates deep into the soil, high transpiration rates providing efficient control of soil water and high filtering capacity for pollutants along with continuous growth of some species during the whole growing season increase willows' metabolic potential and applicability in remediation process. Willows act as metal accumulators. They play important role in sequestration of heavy metals like cadmium, iron, nickel, etc., leading to restoration of polluted soil and improvement of water quality. The processes involved in phytoremediation include phytoextraction, phytodegradation, phytostabilization, rhizofiltration and rhizodegradation. First we will talk about phytoextraction. In this process, the contaminant is removed from the substratum by means of absorption, uptake and its accumulation in plant tissues. In this mechanism, the phytoremediation application requires that the contaminant is removed from the environment by harvesting the plant. Resistance of willows to some metals such as cadmium, copper, zinc, nickel, lead, iron and its ability to accumulate significant amounts of metal in plant tissues has been documented, suggesting its possible use for metal extraction. According to some studies, it is promising plant especially for decontamination of cadmium. Salix is high accumulator of metal and has an advantage over herbaceous hyperaccumulator species, as willows have more extensive root system that are recommended for removal of deeper soil contamination. A combination of high metal concentrations in tissues, extensive root system, perennial habit and high biomass results in high potential for removal of significant metal per year. Production of profitable biomass is an additional advantage of Salix over the herbaceous species, providing the farmer with an additional income during the restoration time. Now, phytodegradation. In phytodegradation, contaminants are absorbed and degraded within plants through metabolic processes, or they are degraded externally by the action of enzymes or other biomolecules secreted by the plant or stimulation of microbes in the soil. Prairie cascade willow has shown vigorous growth on soil with an oil spill and capability of cleaning the soil via stimulation of oil degrading microbes associated with their roots. As such, willows have been recommended for recultivation of oil mining areas. There is evidence for a significant decrease in mineral oil concentration in the plots planted with willows as compared to bare plants or plots with herbaceous plants. Laboratory experiments have shown that cuttings of weeping willow reduced alcoholic and benzene concentrations in aqueous solutions by 99% within a week's time through uptake and absorption in plant tissue. Promising results have been obtained in remediation of sites contaminated with ethanol blended gasoline spills using willows. These willows have been reported to have tolerance to increased levels of ethanol. Willows show possible utility for the remediation of sites contaminated with cyanide compounds. Transport and metabolism of cyanide and ferrocyanide by willows has contributed to the degradation of these contaminants in the wastewater from gold mining. It has been found that willow roots and leaves show a fast rate of cyanide removal. Now, let us have a brief discussion about phytostabilization. Phytostabilization is a process where fixation of mobile or toxic contaminants occurs either by immobilization through absorption and accumulation by roots or precipitation in the soil in the root zone. Phytostabilization will occur by means of root exudates and microbes present in the root zone. Phytostabilization can lower the solubility of metals, reduce their mobility. Growing of willow plants along the borders of landfills, sewage treatment plants, waste dumps and metal plants as biocurtains has gained importance and attention to control soil and water contamination in surrounding areas. Now, some brief idea about rhizofiltration and rhizodegradation. Rhizofiltration extracts and captures contaminants, whereas rhizodegradation destroys contaminants in the root system. Rhizofiltration is more beneficial in the removal of metal contamination from groundwater or soil, whereas rhizodegradation is more beneficial in removal of organic contaminants. As a plant grows and the roots grow progressively outward, the fine roots and root hairs die and decay. This process, known as rhizodeposition, allows the decaying root material to act as a substrate for enhanced microbial activity, which stimulates aerobic degradation of chemical substrates prior to plant uptake. Root exudates are secretions that leak from epidermal or cortical cells of a plant root. These exudates contain sugars, amino acids, organic acids, fatty acids, sterols, growth factors, nucleotides, flavonoids, enzymes and numerous other compounds. These provide additional substrate for microorganisms which may be essential to degrade soil contaminants. Species of genus Salix commonly growing along streams and swamp areas are being seen as essential elements for vegetation filters that can provide a potential remedy for improving quality of domestic municipal wastewater and agriculture runoff. Dear students, now we will talk about ethnopharmacological uses of willows. Early records of using the willow trees as a source of medicine dates back to about 6,000 years ago. Traditionally, people have been using Salix species growing in their surroundings for the treatment of various ailments. These Salix species are being used to treat different ailments in humans such as fever, body pain, cleaning of teeth, skin treatment, headache, respiratory infection, urinary tract infection, joint pain, typhoid, labor pain, and as herbal tea. The traditional knowledge of native people and their healers led to the discovery of the wonderful drug aspirin. So far as the pharmaceutical industry is concerned, Salix alba and Salix purpurea are used in the production of analgesic, antipyretic, anti-inflammatory and anti-rheumatic drugs. Increased salicylic glycoside content has been reported in hybrids of Salix alba and Salix purpurea. Twigs of Salix wallaceiana, Salix carolini and Salix pycnostachya are used as brush, commonly known as miswak, for cleansing of teeth. Bark extract of Salix babylonica is used for curing insect bites. Sap obtained from twigs is used to cure skin rashes and throat infection. Bark extract of Salix fragilis is used to treat dandruff and decoction of leaves is used to treat headache. Catechin decoction of Salix aegyptica mixed with sugar is used to treat respiratory tract infection and cough. Fresh younger roots and leaves are used as tea. Dried bark is used for treating diarrhea and dysentery. Powdered catechins and young shoots of Salix babylonica mixed with mustard oil are used to treat rheumatism and joint problems. Salix cassia young shoots and leaves are boiled in water for 2 hours and the decoction is used for dressing of wounds and also for blister treatment in some areas of Ladakh. Leaves of Salix pycnostachya are boiled in water and the water bath is used to relieve body pain and fever. Salix seriocarpa leaf decoction is used to treat patients suffering from respiratory and urinary infection. Salix wallaceiana aqueous extract of twigs and leaves is used to treat typhoid. Bark and leaf extract in water is given during labor pain, headache, fever and paralysis attack. In recent times, increasing human and livestock population has put unprecedented pressure on natural resources. The demand for food, fodder, timber and energy has increased. It has put a huge pressure on forests in the region which are being exploited at an enormous rate, causing extensive deforestation. Such deforested areas, instead of being regenerated, are further degraded as the leftover young crop is removed by locals for fulfilling fuel wood, fodder and timber needs. Considering the extent of degraded forest area and wasteland, besides the marginal land under unproductive system of cultivation, tremendous scope exists for multi-purpose tree plantation programs, particularly of Salix species. Dear students, now we shall discuss something about important characteristics of Salix that make it special for use as a source of food, fodder and medicine. Number 1, it has extensive root system. Salix species have extensive root system with the majority of the fine fibrous roots found in the upper 40 to 45 centimeters of the soil profile. It has high soil holding capacity and is helpful in erosion control. Number 2, superior growth and productivity. They are fast growing and generate huge biomass in short period of time compared to other tree species. Even at juvenile stages, they have very high capacity to convert solar radiation into chemical energy among woody plants. Number third, easy propagation. Salads are easily propagated by taking stem cutting and branches and planting them in early spring. They also grow vigorously from coppice stumps, resprout from roots or root crowns. Willows have high annual seed production and an effective system of seed dispersal. It increases the chances of finding an opening for germination and establishment. Number fourth point is citrus tolerance. They are tolerant to floods and can survive in water saturated soils where there is oxygen shortage in the roots. Some species are also tolerant to increased concentration of carbon dioxide and methane. Some willows are considered drought tolerant, tolerant to metals and resistant to moderate salinity. Number fifth is efficient uptake of nutrients and water. They show high rates of evapotranspiration during the growing season. It has high filtering capacity for nitrogen, ability to facilitate denitrification in the root zones. Willows form symbiotic associations with mycorrhizal fungi, which provide an additional supply of nutrients for plant growth such as phosphorus and organic nitrogen. Number 6 is metal accumulation. They have ability to uptake and accumulate high levels of toxic metals. Dear students, this was all about the Salix species and its properties. We will meet some other day to talk about some other interesting topic. Till then, goodbye.